Mourinho to raid former club, Germany's midfield star on the move, a huge FA Cup tie, Ozil update and a transfer roundup all coming up in the next few minutes as I'm your host Matt Froelich, you are the One Footballers and this is the Daily News. First up, and Jose Mourinho is set to raid his former club for a defender, and no, he's not going back to Manchester United for Harry Maguire. It's Real Madrid this time and their outcast defender Eder Militao. Now, they paid around 50 million euros to bring the defender in from Porto, but since then, and that was in the summer of 2019, he hasn't really managed to work his way into Zinedine Zidane's lineup. Nacho Fernandez is still the #1 reserve. Ramos and Varane are still doing the bit of centre-back, and those are the two positions that Militao really fits. So, Jose Mourinho is seeing the opportunity and is looking to bring him to Tottenham, but he is not the only potential suitor for the Brazilian. There's also Roma in Italy, and a few clubs in Germany are also interested because he's got quite a lot of talent. It's just such a shame that he hasn't been able to make the breakthrough at Real Madrid. In Spurs' defensive worries, well, they let Jan Vertonghen go at the beginning of the season and they're still in the market for a new centre-back. And alongside this, Militao can also play right back, where they've got Serge Aurier, whose contract expires at the end of the season, and Matt Doherty as well. Militao hasn't played any La Liga action since October the 31st, and despite the fact he's fallen out with Zinedine Zidane, there are a few rumours from the club that they see his investment and his potential as something for the future, and they may not be willing to let him go just yet. It looks like Mourinho may have a little bit of a fight on his hands. Having said that, there is quite a good relationship between Tottenham and Real Madrid, so this deal may be done. On top of this, and there's an extra transfer rumour for all you Spurs fans out there, Nico Gonzalez, the Stuttgart midfielder, is apparently also on the list of Mourinho. Moving on though, and to Florian Neuhaus, the new German midfield star, and if you haven't heard of him already, you would have definitely heard of him after his Borussia Mönchengladbach side over the weekend turned things around against Bayern Munich and won 3-2. His rise has been phenomenal, and it's coincided with the rise of Gladbach into a serious Bundesliga side. Now he's in the German squad, all eyes are on Neuhaus, certainly in Germany, so it's no wonder that, of course, he's being linked with a move to Bayern Munich. The reason he's been linked with the move in the first place is that, according to various reports from close to the club, he wants to leave. He's now realised that he's not necessarily outgrown the team, but he's one of the star players and can definitely get a move elsewhere. At 23 years old, he really is an attractive proposition to many clubs around Europe, and it's rumoured that Real Madrid and Barca have also cast an eye over the midfielder. That is a little bit of a rumour, but with Bayern Munich, there's said to be concrete interest because that's what they do. Every quality German national team player usually ends up at Bayern Munich at some point in their career because that's just how it goes. You're representing the best club in Germany, you're going to get the best chance of being seen in Germany and therefore making the national squad on a regular basis. If he does join, he'll be fighting with compatriots Joshua Kimmich and Leon Goretzka for a midfield spot. But just imagine if those three get on in a sort of rotation system where it's fine for the others to play and they really provide a strong, not partnership, but a three-way partnership in the midfield for Bayern Munich, there'll only be hopes that they can do the same for Germany and really usher in a new midfield golden generation for the national side. At the moment, the other midfielder at Bayern Munich, Corentin Tolisso, hasn't exactly lived up to expectations, so if they get rid of him, there may be a bit more money available to bring in Neuhaus. At the moment, he has a rather long contract with Gladbach, and apparently his minimum fee release clause is around 39 million euros, which in terms of Bundesliga transfers is actually quite a lot, but if you're signing a midfielder that could play for years to come and be an international star, it doesn't actually seem like that bad a deal. Next up then, and to the FA Cup, which has thrown up an absolutely wonderful fourth round tie as Manchester United host Liverpool. For those two sets of fans, it will be a little bit nerve-wracking, especially as they play each other twice in the space of a week. For the rest of the football fans, it's just great entertainment. Jurgen Klopp's side will host Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's men in the Premier League on Sunday before heading to Old Trafford next weekend, so that's about 12 days time, for the fourth round. Elsewhere, in the reward for 6th Division, surely for getting through to the next round, is that they will host Wolves and Cheltenham will play host to Manchester City. All in all, the 4th and the 5th round draw were made last night for the FA Cup, and if you read between the lines and assume that the strongest team in each tie is going to go through, it will be a hotly contested FA Cup this season. But yeah, Liverpool and United fans, let us know in the comments section who's going to win the Premier League match this weekend and who's going to go through in the FA Cup. Is either manager actually going to take it seriously? There's been a few seasons in the last few years where, even though the big games have come up in the FA Cup, some managers haven't really taken it seriously and put in a weakened side because they prioritise the Premier League. Certainly for Liverpool and United, the Premier League title race this year is also looking like it's going to go down to the wire. Following on from this and an update on Mesut Ozil, because last week we spoke one day about him joining DC United, the next day about him agreeing a deal to Fenerbahce. At the moment, he's still an Arsenal player, but last night on a Twitter Q&A, he admitted that once he leaves Arsenal, there are two places he wants to play, in Turkey and in America, and it looks like both of those teams will eventually be able to add Ozil to their team sheet. He said that if he moves to Turkey, the only way he's going to go is if he joins Fenerbahce, and that deal really looks like it's going to happen. I think honestly this could be announced in the next week or two. It'd be a great move for him to finally get out of Arsenal and play some football. It'd be a great move for Fenerbahce having a brilliant player like Ozil, and finally Arsenal can get him off the wage bill. And also the questions to Arteta about what you're going to do about Ozil, why aren't you playing him whenever the team struggles, that can just get off his back as well, and he can fully focus on the job and the players that he got that are on the field. Lastly, a quick roundup of the rest of the day's transfer news, where Juventus are looking to sign Gianluca Scamacca. I probably pronounced that wrong. Maybe it's Scamacca. Anyway, after Paulo Dybala's recent injury, Arsenal are still interested in bringing in Brighton midfielder Yves Bissouma. Timothy Fosu-Mensah, whose contract runs out at Manchester United in the summer, is in talks with Leverkusen, although former club Ajax are also said to be interested. And lastly but not least, struggling La Liga side Valencia have offered a second bid for Tottenham midfielder Harry Winks. That's all from me then. Check out everything else we've got going on OneFootball. Smash the subscribe button, and until next time, I'll see you guys later.